called Defeating Advertisement with Advertisement. And it's a perfect segue with...
Can we just all note the awesome just that's awesome.
It's actually a perfect segue after Todd and Daniel's presentation, because part of this does have to deal with leadership, and part of this also deals with what we can teach our students within the school. So defeating advertisement with advertisement. Fast food advertisements, just a quick statistic here. A study of almost 100,000 food ads on TV showed that 89% of ads that teenagers see are promoting products high in fat, sugar, or sodium, which we can essentially assume most of those are fast food. So defeating fast food advertisement is already in place if teachers will just use it. So the whole defeating advertisement with advertisement being we are the advertisement towards our students that they get to see every day. So I did this off of 9th grade health and PE, but you can obviously very easily incorporate this into the elementary school setting as well. The state of North Carolina requires that students in the public school system have at least one semester of health and PE, which typically is that 9th grade health and PE when they first come in. So, just breaking that down very simply, there's 18 weeks in the semester that they're in school, which means that half of that time, 9 weeks, must be spent in the health classroom. I don't know about you guys, but reflecting on my experience in my health classroom, this quote was very relevant, where students around the school, they might say, oh, I didn't learn anything in health class, but I learned how to bake brownies in my home ed class, or etc., cakes, cookies. So, very simply, infusing, we already have to talk about nutrition in health class anyways. So, very simply doing a unit plan on nutrition. Week 1, reading food labels and researching. Researching as in what are good things that we can find on the labels that we should search for in our products. And also, if we don't know things or if there's things that are really bad that people might just add into the foods, researching that, learning why it's bad, and why we shouldn't be intaking it. Then week 2, learning about healthy food choices, addressing the 5 food groups, so that these students can learn, what are the proper vegetables. Us, who watched the childhood obesity Fed Up video, where the kids couldn't even, tell you what a cauliflower, or broccoli, or lettuce patch is. They couldn't even tell you what that stuff was. They weren't sure what it was. So just simply having the basics down so that they know when they go into a grocery store what vegetables they should look for, what fruits they should look for, what type of protein options they should look for, the grains and the dairy that they should look for. And then in week 3, cooking 5 good meals, addressing all the food groups. So very simply putting this into practical, okay? We want to be able to teach these students very practical things so that when they leave our care after those 9 weeks, and we might not see them ever again, including, once they graduate high school and go on to whatever they end up doing, they at least have this portion of health information that they can take with them the rest of their lives. And then testing, very simply, to check to see for understanding. You have to be able to check and see if they know what type of things to look for and how they can prepare them. So this would be just a very simple kind of idea, picture. Essentially like we talked about with the whole Fed Up movie, how the kids couldn't even talk about how, they couldn't name the different fruits or vegetables. So very simply, having them learn the different vegetables, fruits, grains, proteins, and dairy, and then coming back to this assessment later. And then also there's a link for this, which has 104 healthy meal options. Now, of course, if you realize earlier, just the slide before, 2 slides before in my presentation, I just talked about 5. You have 104 options. So the beautiful thing is students can find what they believe would interest them, and we can teach them how to make that in a healthy way. And then this would be the final exam during that testing week, that week 4. Very simply, label the name of all the vegetables. Label the name of all the fruits in the picture. Label the name of all the grains, proteins, dairies, and then The essay question, which would count for 50 points, this is the most important part. Write out a week-long plan of meals that you could cook for you or your family. Include ingredients, serving sizes, and time to prepare. Also include how much one of your meals would cost. This way, this becomes very practical to them. It becomes very easy for them to, when they go on to college, they can find different meals and they can cook them very easily at a very cost-efficient way. You don't have to reinvent the wheel to make things better. The system is already in place. If we as teachers will take our leadership role and we will actually infuse it into our classroom, give our students very practical things from a physical education standpoint, that when they go off to college, they know what to do. They know when they go to the rec center and they want to exercise, what are the best exercises for them and how they can be healthy from a physical activity standpoint. And then also addressing the health. Don't let health just be something that you just have to do for 9 weeks when you're not in the gym. Make it something where you can help these students become lifelong learners. Become students who know what to do when it comes to cooking. As we've talked about in our childhood obesity class, we know that although physical activity is very, very important, what you eat is even more important than that. And so taking your health class, when you guys get into the classroom setting, taking your health class serious is very, very important, because it's not just for you, it's for all the students that are in your class. You need to teach them very practical things that they can use after they are long gone. And these are my resources.
Yeah.